News Talk 820 WBAP. I like good news, and I think we can all agree. Good news is when we don't pay quite as much at the gas pump. And doesn't it feel, however, that every time there's a switch in blends, they go, well, summer's coming. A summer blend is going to be a little more expensive. And then we get to about this time of year, and they go, well, it's time to reintroduce that winter blend, and the winter blend is going to be a little more expensive. I don't think that's right. I don't think they're both supposed to be more expensive. Jay Young is an oil and gas pro, and he wrote the book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. And Jay, am I just misremembering this? Is fall and the winter blend, is it actually cheaper?
Well, they're saying that now because of the butane additive that they're putting in, which is more ignitable, but we won't look at that right now. We'll just think about lower gas prices. But hey, I mean, as long as oil prices would stay down, we would have cheaper gas prices. But I don't see it. I don't see that coming down anymore. I mean, it was up a couple bucks today, But just talking about the blends, you're supposedly when you come off the summer, your winter blends are supposedly a little bit cheaper.
Okay, so I mean, you're the pro. How much cheaper should they be, and then how much cheaper are they likely to be?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, as long as we have the demand for oil in the United States like we do right now, and we don't have the supply necessary, we're going to have a problem with gasoline prices. So I mean, you can talk 10, 20, 30 cents on this blend, which makes it cheaper. But if your overall price of oil and gasoline that makes that, 60% of a barrel of oil is going to gasoline for cars, you're going to see an increase in gasoline prices no matter what kind of blend you have. And that's what I'm concerned about, for us driving every day, to our jobs and we have this big, huge need for gasoline in our cars because we want to go places. That's a big problem. And we're going to see a lot of different, problems because we don't have the supply necessary. We're not drilling for oil in the United States like we were before. We're not seeing that, which means that we don't have that supply necessary. And as long as demand continues to increase and we don't have that supply, we're going to see prices go up no matter what the blend is. We need oil in the United States, and we need to continue drilling.
How much, Jay, does that demand fluctuate, say from week to week or month to month? Is that pretty consistent, generally speaking?
Well, I would say it's pretty obvious that we have a lot of we have a big need for the supply. We have a big demand. Demand continues to go up in the United States, and as long as it does, we're going to have a problem. I mean, we see more demand for oil, and we're going to continue to see that. And I mean, it's gone up all over the world. I mean, we need 100 million, over 100 million, like 103 or 104 million barrels a day, every day in the world right now to keep up. And we're not seeing that. And what people are thinking, and what a lot of companies are thinking, and I mean, I'm a fourth generation guy. I've been around, and normally I've seen a lot of cycles with oil and gas. And one of the things during the pandemic, I mean, we had a huge supply. Drill, baby, drill. President Trump, drill, baby, drill. We're drilling, and demand goes way down because of all the problems that we had in the United States and around the world with demand. And nobody was driving. Nobody's going in airplanes. So you saw what demand happens. Now we're back, but what's happening is these companies are making billions and billions of dollars in the United States, or these big Exxons of the world, and they're not spending the money going back to drilling. That's what's not happening this time, when normally it does. Normally you see the demand, continue to go up, but they start supplying it with these higher oil prices. Right now at $90 a barrel, there's a lot of projects out there that companies could afford because they have the money to go drill. And they would make plenty of money, but they're not coming back to drilling because of institutions are telling them no, or green people. Not green people, but you know what I'm saying. No, they're not green, but they're people that like, they don't want us to drill for oil and gas. And, states like Wyoming or California, Colorado, they don't want you to drill in their states, so they're trying to keep us out. They're trying to keep the supply down because they think that these electric cars are going to take over, real soon. So we're not coming back to drilling like we normally are, and that's the problem. That's why oil is at $90 a barrel today.
What is the advantage, Jay? Jay Young is our oil and gas pro, and he wrote the book, The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. If I'm a big oil company, and I've got the supply, and I'm maxed out on supply, and I'm making a bunch of money on it, but because I can't get any more supply, my price goes up. But as the price goes up, my profits are increasing. What's my incentive to drill at all from the oil company standpoint? Because my profits are up right now. People are still buying it. Why in the world would I lower my profits?
Well, oil and gas production goes down. I mean, the best day in oil and gas well is the first day, because it's going to go up. It's going to be 1,000 barrels a day. Let's just say, for an example, it's going to be at 900 barrels a day. It's going to have a decline of 3-4% a month. It's going to go down.
Okay.
So therefore, I mean, if you're looking at today, hey, a company may be producing 140,000 barrels a day, but if they don't continue drilling, they'll be at 100,000 barrels or 90 or 80, and they're a dying breed. And so companies need to continue drilling for oil and gas in the United States, or find an alternative, or do something else. Which a lot of these companies today, instead of drilling, they're going back and they're buying. They're buying their stock back, or they're putting dividends out there. They're lowering their debt markets. They're doing all these things different than they're doing right now, which is what they should be doing, which is drilling for oil and gas, because we're not going to see peak demand. And I mean, so just think about it: oil demand, oil peak demand. When are we going to? When's the oil demand going to start going down? It's going up. It's going to continue to go up here for the next few years. We're not going to see peak demand for oil for at least a decade. And when we don't see that, and we're not drilling, we're going. I mean, there's companies out there. I mean, Forbes put an article out, said $300 oil. Who was it? Somebody else was talking about $360, $80. Goldman Sachs says that oil's going way up. It's got to go up in the future, because we don't have that supply necessary. And if we don't, I mean, we can't just go to electric cars overnight. So we're going to have that demand. And as long as we have the demand and not the supply, we're going to have challenges with it. That's why I wrote the book, Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. You can go to our website, King Operating, and find out more about the book. I think there's a lot of great public companies out there that are making good profits. Some are drilling, which is what we need in the United States. I mean, I don't say we need to go back to Trump's, drill baby drill, but we do need to go back to drilling in the United States. We do need, and we're not. You can see rig counts way down. You can see companies that just aren't coming back. So therefore, we have a problem in the United States, and we'll continue to have a problem until we go back to drilling. And I don't know when that's going to be, if ever. That's why these companies are saying, we can have $300 oil, and it doesn't matter about a blend. Your summer blend, your winter blend, fall blend. You can have any kind of blend. It's not going to help if oil prices go to 120 or 40 or, it was up there during Biden. It's going to go back.
All right, Jay Young
in the oil and gas business.
Right, Jay Young. He wrote the book on it, literally. And Jay, a pleasure having you on. Oil and Gas Pro, fourth generation. The book is called The Upside of Oil and Gas Investing. Jay, thanks so much for your time.